Hello and welcome everyone. This is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com and I am really excited you are joining me today. This is a live event that is taking place on August 2nd, and if you're here for the live or you're here for the replay, thank you so much for being my crafting buddy and a big welcome. I hope you enjoy today's project. I kind of started a little early just because Susie and I were talking in the um, in the chat. Oh my God, I can't remember what I'm saying. I am just moving to get something because I want to show you guys something here in a little bit. So, hi Susie. I can't believe it is that hot. It's ugh. I what do you do? Like, I guess you just stay. I would stay inside, and I'm guessing your poor plants are a little extenuated with that heat. And we were talking a little bit about what we like. I do love fall. I enjoy summer nights. I can't deny that. But fall is definitely one of my favorite seasons. The colors just definitely hit me. Um, if you don't know, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I would love to spoil you if you don't have a demonstrator. Hey Judy, how are you? I am so glad you're here today. Um, and I would love to spoil you with rewards and starting with the free catalog. So if you don't have a demonstrator, do send me an email to Maria at mariascraftingcorner.com and I will gladly send you one of the three or the three for free. At this point in time, we have the celebration, we have the mini catalog, and we have oh my gosh, the annual catalog. Ta-da! So, hi Mary, how are you? I am so glad you're here today. Um, I don't know if you guys seen these, but I have to share with you. Let me move here real quick. Look at that. So, Stampin' Up! Has decided, I don't know if they've done this before, just remember that I'm fairly new to Stampin' Up!, but they've decided to include more items in the catalog, I mean in the celebration, so you will be able to get these for free. I think that's awesome. I would love this silver foil. Oh my God, that's so cool. So anyways, I mean, go and check that out in the Stampin' Up! Website. Super cool that they added new stuff this year. I think that, again, I don't know if they've done that often or not, but that is cool because if you're like me and you've gotten a few things out there, you kind of ran out of the celebration. Hey, hola Rolando, ¿cómo estás? So again, I am able to log in between, I mean, to have the video between in Facebook and in YouTube, and I have all my family from Costa Rica in Facebook, so it's so good because they every so often join just to say hi. That's super cool. Let's go to the crafting table. Okay, there we go. Good. So I want to show you also, if you are interested in paper pumpkin and you like paper pumpkin, with your 3-month subscription, I can barely see it. The printer was not very helpful today. Or your 6-month subscription, you can get some of the celebration items. If you don't know, I do a paper pumpkin alternatives every Thursday in case you wanna join. What are we going to do today? So I want to say at the beginning of this year, I made a pop-up book card. I love that. It's one of those things that I really like because it gives you many options. So I wanted to make a bigger pop-up card. So the one I made was in a regular A2, so 4¼ by 5½. This one is 6 by 6, and the reason I'm doing that is because you'll see we'll include some twist. That's why I call it pop up with a twist, because we'll make a couple of windows in the inside and create kind of a kind of story, hopefully, mostly, I don't know. Anyways, I love the idea of doing that. It has tons of options. I was able to create one extra card. It's not complicated. I just being a little bit on the crazy side, and had to be mindful of the use of my time. So even if I wanted to sit down, well, I'm not ever sitting, but to stand up and craft all day long, it's just complicated and I can't do that. So let's get started. First disclaimer, I try very, very hard not to use too many things, but I always end up using like a plethora of things, and it's so sad because I really try. Like I always think, okay, no, I have to like keep it to one or two sets and make it simple, right? For some odd reason, I can't get simple. So I hope you guys don't mind. We are going to use a plethora of things today because I needed like a little snow bank, and then I need, you know, and I couldn't get all that into one, or in just one of the stamp sets, or or the dies. So the first thing we're going to be using is this embossing folder, and of course I forgot the name because why not. It is part of the Santa Express suite, I believe, and it's called Charming Landscapes. It brings two of them. I absolutely love them. This one's got more of a mountainy, and this one has the houses. You'll see what I did with the houses. It's pretty funny because the idea I couldn't find anything within Stampin' Up to help me with that piece. So that's the first thing we're using. The second thing we're going to be using is this set. Oh, and yes, I'm making a Christmas card. So I'm just really glad that the previous card was not Christmas because I couldn't help it. This had to be a Christmas card. So I'm going to be using this piece to you, and you'll see as well that I am not using the whole stamp. I'm just using the images, and I just fussy cut them. I am using some of the sweet gingerbread, and really mainly what I am using is the snow bank that brings it in the dies. And let me bring it out here for you guys. It's this one. This is the only piece I'm using from it. Then I am using again these trees for sale. If you guys don't have them, you need to get them. The dies are part of our celebration, and so you'll get these for free. These are awesome, and on top of that, you'll be able to get the stamp set that goes with it. So I have used these in the past. I'm just using the trees again, and I think the little wreath in there. So just so you know, really worth to get this one. And finally, again, I'm using this one. I am just using the two dies in here, really. I'm using these both kind of fences. So I'm using this die and the die that cuts this one. I got really scared. It's this die. And this stamp, because I did stamp. So this is all the stuff that we're using today. I'm sorry about all the mess. As I have done before the last couple of videos, I am going to start the card, but I am not going to use the cardstock I'm going to be using for the card. And this is why. The first one is sometimes when it's a really dark cardstock, it's hard to see what I am doing. It is harder if you're off view, huh? So really, that's one of the reasons. The other one is, well, in this case, it's actually part of what I'm doing is with gold. Or gold paper, and so definitely a no-no because you'll get all the glare and it'll be nasty. So we're going to start with this. This is, oh, and you guys know that I always have my cheat sheet here, so I'm moving it here within view because you know, my eyes are not exactly all the way there. So this is going to be 5 3/4 by 11 3/4, and let me start with, we need a piece. This is navy blue. This is just 6 by 12, okay? And this one is 1/4 smaller. I usually work with eighths. This time I work with quarters just because if not, we're going to have to work with 16ths. And to be fully honest with you guys, I even pronouncing them is complicated. So it's not so complicated with the measurements, but I'm like, if I just make it in quarters, then it'll be a little bit easier. So again, this is 5 3/4 by 11 3/4. Just as always, I will have this link to my blog, and you will be able to download the PDF tutorial. That will be ready tomorrow. It's not going to be today. Again, life is happening, and a few things are happening, and I just don't have the same amount of time I had in the past, and so I have to be mindful of, again, how I use that time. But hopefully it will be there tomorrow. Okay, so be patient with me. We're going to start with our our long side. I don't know what I have in my throat. Oh, one question. Can you guys hear me well? I am using a new microphone, but it's not anything state-of-the-art microphone. So it's just a, kind of a cheaper one on Amazon. So I just wanted to make sure that the sound is okay. If you guys can let me know, I appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna start placing our cardstock against our edge here and aligning at 1 7/8, and we are going to score between 1 and 4 3/4. Okay, now we're going to move to 2 5/8 and score the same between 1 and 4 3/4. We are now going to move to 3 7/8. Okay, back here. And we are going to score from the top to the 1 inch mark. Okay. So, and then go to the bottom, and from the bottom to the 4 3/4. So bottom line is, okay, good. Thank you guys. Bottom line is just an inch. We're going to have an inch in the, oh my God, today I can't talk. So thank you guys for being always so understanding that my Spanglish sometimes kicks in, and I just can't help it. Anyways, we'll have, it's an inch from the edge to the 4 3/4, and from the top to 1. We're going to go now to 5 7/8, and let me extend this. And 5 7/8, because that is the half of the card, and we're going to score all the way. Okay, move to 7 7/8, and we'll do the same score as we did here a little bit ago. So from the top to 1, and from the bottom to 4 3/4. We're going to move to 9 1/8, and we're going to score between 1 and 4 3/4, and one final score that's a 9 7/8, and do the same score between 4 3/4 and 1. Okay, so this is what you're going to get. It's actually much easier to see in the in the gold. I'll show it to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the shorter side, align at 1, and we are going to cut between those two cuts here, between those two score lines, not cuts, sorry. So between the first score line and the last score line. Okay, and we're going to turn our cardstock around and do the exact same thing. I line at 1 and score between the first score line and the last score line, and that is really our card. Super simple. It is very cute. So we're going to fold mountain. This one will go Bali. Always remember that folding this is complicated. Not complicated, but you have to be mindful about it. I always start with the middle, especially if they have folds, because it's much easier, even if this one is going to go valley. So we have this one goes mountain, valley, mountain, valley. This one will go mountain, and this one will go valley. Okay, let me remove these, as we're not going to need this anymore right now. So this is how it will look. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's really cute. Then let me bring my the other one that I have already made. So see, what I was telling you is going to be glary, but you can see here the scores and the cuts much better. So we're going to go again. So this one is, let's start with the middle. If you're going to do the exact same card, be mindful that gold is that this paper is a little bit more malleable. So if you scratch too hard, I don't know if you can tell here, it will show. It doesn't matter because this will be covered, but still. Okay, so we're going to go, I'm just making it soft, helping the paper know what we want it to do. So this one goes a little bit there. That one goes by valley, mountain. These two go valley, mountain, and I'm just softly doing it again because the paper is a little bit on the malleable side, right? Then this, we're gonna go this, and it's the same. I'm just helping the paper know what we want it to do. This one goes mountain, and this one goes valley. Okay, so now that we have a little bit more defined, we can start putting some pressure on those score lines to get it to form we like. The advantage of this is that this is thick, and so it will really hold well, and I'll explain to you here in a second. Okay, so this is the pop-up look. When you close it, it will close like this. And yes, we will have to score this, of course, to let them know that we really want them to go that way. So let's start with the scoring. I am going to try to score on the white side, just so we don't damage the gold side. Again, just slowly pushing it. If it were other cardstock, you could do it much faster. I'm just being careful because it's this gold. Okay, so we got it. And what I tried to do was scoring on top, so again I don't damage that gold foil. So that, see, it gets marked. Can you see it there? So again, be mindful. It really doesn't matter because these will be covered, but still. So what's our next step? We are going to use our tailor-made tags. I love these, not the tailor-made tags, just kidding people, I'm sorry. It's the stylish shapes. I have the tailor-made tags here. I almost didn't get this one, and then I was like, okay, I don't have any squares, right? And squares are pretty useful, and that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to extend this a little bit again, and we're going to die cut this with the embossing machine. Why I didn't do it before? I didn't do it before we did the folds, just because I didn't want it to, you know, kind of tear. Because what we're going to end up is with a little bit of margin. I don't know if you can see, it's probably like 1/8 of an inch in here. And so I really did not want to risk it breaking, not breaking, it tearing apart or something, okay? So of course I'm doing this very much, am I balling it? If you guys feel that it's not, that it's cricket, guys, let me know. And I am bringing my embossing machine. You guys know I love it, as you can tell. I've said this many times. It receives a lot of love here from me. I use it very, very often. If you like die cutting like I do get the post-it tape. It's very, very useful. So a thing that's going to happen now, and I'm sure you're going to see it, is that our gold paper is going to end up kind of taking some of those scratches from the plates. I don't mind too much because it's going to be it's going to be covered. So in this case, I don't mind. If you don't want to do it, you can also just calculate and make a a square. A square is the easiest way. You can say 1/8 on each side and you will get a square or whatnot, right? So you can just cut it with your trimmer, really. Now it's a little bit easier because I'm going to align this die with that one I have with the cut area. So let's see. And again, wish me luck. I'm not, my eyesight, for some reason, I think I need to go and get my eyes checked. I have not done that, and I'm starting to think that it's asking. Okay, and I have a little oops, there you go. I have a little list of stuff that I need to get with Stampin' Up, and definitely a new pair of plates. It's going to be one, at least for the for the live, so it's not so sad. Okay, but it is definitely a great machine. So if you like die cutting and embossing, dry embossing, you're gonna love it. Okay, so we now have our windows, and you see what I say, like this is much, what would be much weaker. So I didn't want to do all that with this because I didn't want this to break. So let's move to the front of the card. Here we have our navy, Night of Navy. I keep making names for these things, it's ridiculous. I'm going to score this in half, so align it 6 and score. And we're going to bring our bone folder, and we're going to go ahead and give it a good burnish. And this is the front. Okay, so this is where we're going to start playing. I'm going to put this one first. I'm going to do it this way. Where is my Stampin' Seal Plus? Stampin' Seal Plus is alive and kicking. Don't worry, people. Oh, well, maybe it's not that alive and kicking as I thought. Okay, we're going to center this. This is 1/8 smaller, so that means that is 5 7/8 by 5 7/8, since this is a square. Let's go ahead and try to align this the best we can, and this is where the fun starts. Okay, ta-da! Like, it has a lot of pieces. Susie knows I go a little berserk sometimes when I start creating. I just can't help it. I really, really enjoy it. So all these are, this is just white paper, and I blended using the blending brushes, and I use Night of Navy, Starry Sky, and Pacific Point, and Tahitian Tide. Hey, how are you? ¿Cómo estás, amiga? And I just sprayed water on it and some white paint. I even messed it up with some gold. I don't know how it's called even. I have one's gold like another one. And so it's okay, because what you'll see here, these is a little bit smaller, and what we're going to create is a scene for here. So we're going to start with the scene. I was telling you guys that I did use both images from the, oh my god, piece to you, sorry, I forget the name of it, but I just die cut it, not die cut it, fussy cut it. So we are going to create a little scene here. I think I want my church a little bit to the center. And as you notice, this is a little bigger. We'll cut them here in a second. This is the die that I use. Como me alegra! That I used from the ginger, sweet ginger. Oh, I need to do something about remember this. Sweet gingerbreads. Hey, I was not that lost. Okay, so we're going to put this together like this. Put our little church in the middle, mostly, hopefully, once it fits, I guess. And we're just building this little scene somewhere there. And then we have this one, which is from the barn. And I just wanted to put, all these will cut, of course. And then one of this one, I think I want it in the front and this one in the back. So really what I did with these, so it's a little wider, is I used our white pigment ink. I have it here. And with the, I used both. I used the Dover in some areas, and then I used just the blending brush. So this is how it's going to look. So let's start putting things together. This one, I need to be very mindful because these are pieces. And so I need to really, really be mindful that this is not going to be too high and then we're going to have a hole there, right? Although it'll be fine because we want the church in the middle, but, and I'm going to use glue for this. Okay. If it wants to come out, it doesn't. You guys know that happens every so often, and so I just have my little pin here to go ahead and make hole. I'm going to put it there. I am aligning. I'm actually going to put this a little bit to the middle. So that way when I put this one, I can create some different slopes, if you want to call them like that. So let's see. Making sure, because I moved that. It's all good. Good. Let me take this off because we don't need to get messy there. And this one. Okay. So we have the first one. Now I'm going to put this one, but I'm going to put first glue on the bottom. So now we have, you see what I was saying? Now we have two different slopes, like in different areas, and we can create some interest that way. I put it just in the bottom so I can place my my little church as I need or as I want. I'm going to put some glue around. All the way up. And that's where our church is going to go. I want the biggest one. I think I want it there on the back. And with these more, you know, this cars that have a lot of steps, I really like to do the front first. We are going to get this in here. All the way there. So I'm going to put some glue up here. Kind of getting there. And finally, our little tree that I think I may put right there. I'm thinking. No, I think there. Okay. And guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm actually using glue. Okay, so we have, I should have done this on my craft my silicone craft sheet that for some reason I never use as is intended. I'm gonna cut this out. And even if you don't want to cut it, it doesn't matter because this is going to be covered. So this is how it's going to look. So really it's just a tiny look. Okay, and I love the combination between the blues and the golds. What do you guys think? Oh my god, I love it. Okay, let me bring my snips and go ahead and cut that. And like I said, you are going to barely see some of these because it's going to go in here. So in order to make it easier for you and for me, I am centering this here and gluing it in here. Why? Because that way I don't have a problem when I am aligning this in my front. So we're obviously using glue because it's much more manageable, and as you can tell, it's easier that way. And now we are going to put this in here. Before we do that, I don't know if you guys have seen these gorgeous ribbon, because there's not enough gold in this little thingy. I'm going to put the ribbon, but the ribbon comes last. I'm missing a piece. Ah, there it is. So I created this frame. This frame was created with two, so this is one die and this is the two dies that follow. So I'm glad. So you're going to have a little frame like this. And let's go ahead and glue our friend. Let me move this out of the way. By the way, as it happens very often, I think that my Stampin' Seal Plus is gonna die on us as we go. Now be mindful that you're putting it in the right way. It wouldn't be the first time that I do it the wrong way. So just saying, just pay attention to that. And center as best as we can. I'm just really making sure it's in the right way. I'm glad you like it. Okay, putting a little bit of glue and we'll create that frame. Just center it a tiny bit. It's not centered, I can see. Okay, I think it is centered now. Good. And now I wanted to put this, but now I think it's too much. And actually I should have, I'm so funny. Well, I have a way to put it. What do you guys think? Is it too much? If we put this one here, we'll have our sentiment around here. You guys think it's too much? I think it's too much. Well, we can revisit in a little bit. Let's go ahead and start with the other side, with the inside. So we're going to have the glary again. And now that I think of it, I'm going to need another piece. Let me, okay, maybe we can, oh, no, what am I thinking? I'm all confused. Sorry, people. I got confused on my own card because that's always what happens. So we're going to need, I'm really concerned about this. Let me do this. I don't want this to miss the card. So I'm just going to turn this around. One of the reasons why I love this grid paper. I turn it around and it is solved. Centered enough. There you go. I need to put that there because I hate when it starts moving. It drives me insane. Okay, so now we're going to do the exact same here. But now here we're going to create our scenes in the front. So what we're going to have is we're going to have this in here, a line like that. This is going to come here and we'll have some little seams, okay? First, before we move there, I am going to decorate these pieces. All measurements will be, again, linked below. I have them already here, cut and whatnot. these are cut. So let's see. The big one is, here's my cheat people. The big one is 3/4 and 5/8, 3 3/4. And then the small one is 1/8 smaller, so 5.5 and 3 5/8. So this is gonna go here. And these gorgeous people, in case you don't know, this gorgeous paper, oh my god, yeah, you're all gorgeous people. This gorgeous paper is the lights aglow. I think is one of the most beautiful papers in the mini catalog. But like I said many times, I just love golds. I can't help it. And so maybe it's not as cute as I think it is, and I just like it too much because it has gold. We're going to center this as best as we can, and there we go. And I just want to have these ready and done. And we're going to glue this to the gold cardstock. Now, do be mindful, this designer series paper does not have a problem when you cut it, because it doesn't have a direction. If it had a direction, you would need to be mindful when you're cutting it, as so it is looking the right way. For some reason, it is complicated for me, like I always cut it wrong. But so just be mindful. So we have that one, and let me put the next one. Okay, and these are pretty simple to make. You just, the big one, you align at 7/8 and then cut to 2 inches. And we can do that here in a minute just to help you guys. Okay, so that's 2, and let me bring the other pieces. And in the new catalog, we have the glimmer paper. I don't know if you guys have seen that paper. It's gorgeous. It comes in evening green, gold, and these berry vanilla. And I just wanted a pop of sparkle in there, and I think it's going to look cute. I wish we had a guiding star. The stamp set brings it, but it's too small for what I wanted. But it'll be fine. Okay, we're putting this one moved. Who remembers last week when I had all my panels ready and one moved? Oh my god, that was so ridiculous. Okay, we have them all ready. So this is what we're going to see in the front. Now, let me bring some of the pieces. Thank you, Judy. You know what? I don't think so either. I kept looking at it and I'm like, it's too much. And I definitely like too much. I can tell when it comes to do, but definitely not what we need. So I am going to let this glue dye dry. Guys, please don't laugh at me. And we're going to work on these backgrounds for 1 second. So we have 2 different backgrounds. The one on the left is going to have these snowbank. And again, I just used some of that white, of our wine pigment ink around, and you can tell I just used deliberately anywhere. And we're going to bring our houses. So these houses were from the embossing folder, and I just cut them because I needed some houses. So that's how that rolled. I know sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I need that. And I just want some pop of like a lighter color. So in spite of the fact that I am aware that this is very big, I know, I'm still going to put this one in here. I guess you guys will forgive me. Whomever receives the card will be fine with it. I think. I hope. Ah! Okay, little bow, please stay where you need to stay. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to leave it there. So these houses are going to go here in the back, like that. And we're going to put some in the front, and we're going to bring one of the trees, and that's why I have them all set up like that. So to the back there, and one of the trees we're going to put like around here. Okay, maybe there. So let's start putting this together. The first thing, and I'm going to do the exact same thing I did before, and it's putting the glue on the lower edge, so I can keep this in place but still have the ability to put stuff in here. We're going to bring our bigger house, and I'm going to put that one in the middle, but this one needs to go back up there. So our first tree is going to go around there, and I'm putting it as high as I can, so it really, you can see the contrast between the darker blue and the lighter blue. So I fussy cut this. I try to create a, you know, a little bit of glow in the windows. That didn't work as well as I expected. The cardstock was too dark, I think. I should have used maybe Sahara sand. Would have been a little bit more forgiving. And we're going to bring the other house around here. It does have the problem that I cut them just as they were, so they're going to be kind of really underneath that snowbank. These poor people will have to shovel for days to get out. And finally, the last little house. And I'm just making it as high as I can so we can actually see it better. Ah, Maria. Okay, we got that, and we have our final tree, which I really want to put like there. I'm gonna move it a little bit to here because there's more contrast here. Okay, let me do this. I'm sorry about that. And that's our scene for the back. Now we're going to use the glue again and put some of the extra glue all over. And we're going to bring back our card base, and this is going to go here. Now I'm bringing these, so I make sure that I align everything properly. This is going to go in the middle. So these are, let me see, 5.5 by 4.5. So they're big pieces, and they're big pieces, and I'll show you when I show you the first one I made. I miscalculated, so that's how I learned. So this one is going to go up here all the way to this core line, because when this opens, you're going to be able to see it all, right? So you want to be able to see that. So we have that, and these, as you guys can tell, this is a little bent, and I'm actually going to use our tear and tape. Guys, you have no clue. My fingers yesterday when I was doing this, they were a little ridiculous. I look so bad. I think I'm still have some glue all over. I mean, some blue, not glue. I wish it were glue, because glue, at least you wash it and it goes away. It was blue, blue, blue. And I have to say, it's a funny thing. I don't prefer, like, I like blue, but it's not like my all-time favorite. But I absolutely love how these looks with gold. Okay. And I usually don't do this. Put the tear and tape or the glue on 4 sides. I'm doing this because, as you guys can tell, this is a little bent, and so it needs some help to stay. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I'm putting in the right place, because you know how it works. The times. And I'm going to align this more or less in the center between one and the other. Not so fast, Maria. So just making sure that we have in this more or less the same amount in both areas, and that's going to go there. Okay, Now let's bring the other piece and we're going to build the same thing. This one is a little bit wider. I don't know if you guys can tell. I use more white there, I guess. And we're going to do the same thing. We have some decorations here. I used another piece of another little church. I really like that church, I have to say. And we are going to put the church up here. You're going to see it, but you're not going to see it like a ton, because we're going to have the Holy Family in the front. Okay, and we're going to put a little tree up here. I think I'm gonna put, let me see if I have a bigger one. I do have a bigger one. So I want this bigger one here actually, because it's, you guys can tell it's a little bit darker. So there's gonna be some contrast, and I'm gonna put this one maybe there. And again, we will not see most of this, right? So it's a lot of hard work for just the cuteness of it. It is what it is. Can't help it. We're going to go ahead and put some extra glue in our snowbank and move this one up. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring our, which I just lost. Guys, did you see where I put it? No, far away. Don't worry, it appeared. And use our tear and tape. I like tear and tape a lot. The only reason I don't use it often in videos is because it definitely takes more time to take the backings off, and the Stampin'Up is really good at it. But I do like, I think it's stronger. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's a little bit stronger than the regular, even than the Stampin'Up. Maybe I'm jaded, who knows, but that's my perception. It's much stronger. So, and glue will need, although glue, our Tombow glue is really good, you will also need to hold it there for a while since it's a little bent. And it's bent because of the water I put and sprayed it, and the white paint. And I don't know if you guys can see like the golden dots. So I don't know how old these are. And if you guys have seen, I don't even remember how they're called, Tatered Angels, Glimmer Mist or something. These are really useful. I love them, but I guess I haven't used them like in forever in a day. And I just go like, sure, it's gonna work. And let me tell you, it did not work very well. But hey, that happened. Okay, so we have to be mindful again that these has that's the tear and tape everywhere. Well, I have to be mindful because I rarely ever do that. So, and now that's the background that we're going to have. And this is going to come back inside here. We'll glue this in a minute. See what I was telling you guys? You're going to see parts of it, but you're not going to see a lot of it. Now, the next step is decorating some of these. And this is a little too high. I just didn't want to cut and then be like, oh my God, I shouldn't have cut it that much. So these is going to come on here. Let me bring my trimmer. So I think I need like maybe that much. Yeah. And this is again just snowbanks. So this is going to come here like so. And before that, we're going to put this one. So let's go ahead and glue our friend, and might as well. I always forget to have my thinner dispenser ready. So we're going to put this one in here. And we're going to bring one of the trees and we're going to put it in the back. So this is a lot of playing with. Yes, in the back in here, like there. And so we're going to get this glued in here, and we're going to have this as part of the scene. I'm going to glue these right now and decide what I want to do with the others. So actually in this case, I'm going to put glue around here instead of necessarily in here because this is a little bit longer. And as you can tell, I need to cut a tiny bit. Let's see, probably like 1/8 of it. I'm bringing my trimmer because you guys know I can't use scissors, so it's all good. And I'm going to cut about 1/8. And if it's a little bit shorter, it's fine, right? That's the advantage. So we got that one there. Not sure what this is, but let's remove that because that does not look good. So this is, oh, Maria. So don't do what I did. Be mindful that this is the other side. Anyways, the first one I made was not this complicated. It was a good tryout, but not this complicated. So, or with these many pieces, it's a little bit simpler. You're going to see it. So there's that. Just saying. Be mindful of that. So what you're going to have is, and I'm going to move this a tiny bit higher because I want a little bit more of that fence to show. And there you go. So you have two different scenes, one that goes with the other. And now the next one, we're going to do the same. We're going to cut these probably there because we don't need that much, really. And we're going to bring this here. We have two more trees, I think. And I want, so the Holy Family is going to come in here in the front, okay? On top of the gold. Just like so-ish, more or less. So these is just, it's just decorations, right? So I'm going to just put this one actually in the front. A tiny bit there. I'm going to put it low in the front so it does not go on top of our little church, right? So this is going to go like there. And it glue itself because it's like, yeah, there's glue already. And that's fine. You can glue yourself since you're so ready to get glued, huh? Okay. So, and then we're going to bring the Holy Family and it's going to go on top in here. Just making sure this is straight. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not. I think it's just that it's the actual image is not straight. So I'm going to move a tiny bit there and make sure it's straight, even if I cut a little bit of that. And we're going to have our Holy Family here. We're going to go ahead and glue. And since this is here, I can glue a little bit more, or I can put an extra glue, right, all the way up here. So I'm going to actually do that way. And now we're going to glue this together here. So back up here, we're going to put glue in these C areas. And yes, we're going to put a lot of it because it has a lot to hold. And you have to extend it all the way. It has 1/4 of an inch, remember, not 1/8. So just be mindful that it needs the whole 1/4. Center as best as you can. And man, almost, I got a booby in the back. I'll have to put something there, a little. And that's our card. So we'll go like this. When you fold it, you need to hope it to find its way. It goes like this. So this is the front, and then you open it and you look like that. You have a little couple houses. This would have taken a little bit more white, I think, but nothing I can do right now. And you have the little church, you have some trees, and we have the Holy Family. Okay, so let me, again, you'll have to help it go backwards because that's important for when you open it. So the person that it opens exactly as it needs to be opened. Okay, so let's put this aside for a second and work on the sentiments. And I have 3 of them because why not? So I'm going to put in the front. These comes from the, I keep forgetting his name. Peace to you. It's so simple. I keep forgetting it. Come on, people. May God's hope and love shine on you this season. Okay, so I really like this one. Again, I I'm Catholic. That's nor here nor there, but I just think, I really think that, Christmas and kind of keeping Christmas or the season in the right place. Don't get me wrong, Santa and whimsical, it's all, I mean, I love that. Don't get me wrong on that one. But I do love some more religious cards too, and I have a lot of family that would love to receive a religious card. So using the same stylish shapes, I cut these. I hope I didn't get it dirty, because now guys, if I put my big head in the front of the camera, I'm sorry. You guys know that I just can't help it. Otherwise it'll be cricket, or maybe more cricket than necessary. And so wish me luck. Ha! Success. I feel very successful today. Okay, that's one, and I'm cleaning that there. The next one, and I'm going to put one in here and one on the top. So the next one is Silent Night, Holy Night. Of course, it's a very, and let me try that one there. And just, no, that's too dirty. Sorry, that's calling for disaster. I don't know if that has happened to you in the past, but it takes a minute to just clean it and put it back on. Again, wish me luck. I use my grit paper to align because I can't put it cricket. I will put it cricket if I do it on my own. And hopefully this goes well. And it did. Man, 2 of 2, 2 of 2. Let's count, people. And the last one says peace to you at Christmas, and I love that one. How many people suffer through Christmas just because they have sad memories or whatnot, and so yeah, I love this one. I think this is barely going to fit, and if it doesn't fit, it's fine. Ah, it did! Yay! I'm so excited. Okay. So let's take this, because this is definitely disaster waiting to happen. We're going to put this one here, and yes, I want dimensionals. If I can manage to find my dimensionals, I have the little ones. Let me bring the big ones. Okay, sorry. Look at that. I have a brand new one. I have used all of the other ones. It's so funny. Okay, so peace to you at Christmas. We align well with these. We'll make it there, and then we'll put our Holy Night 2. So Silent Night, Holy Night up here, and I am just aligning on the top. You can also put them in here if you wanted to, for one of them. Oh, thank you. Oh, I would love it, Denise. I would love that. That's so cool. Thank you. And here is, remember, we gotta help the paper get there where it wants, or where it needs to go, and then we'll use, yeah, and it's a little bulky. I have said this before. Well, first of all, yes, I am that person that pays the extra few bucks to send certain cards to certain people. I can't help it. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate it. Yes, yes. Like I already, like, again, I have my mom and my dad. They are very Catholic, so I think they will love this one. I have a non, like, again, just my family in general will love this one. But you are right. You are not going to make 200 of them. and not go broke anyways. Because yeah, it's a lot to it. In a lot of the cards I do give by hand, like these cards, the bigger cards I take to Costa Rica, I will take them with me, and then I will give them to them directly. And so I want this one up here. Ta-da! It's done. Look, guys, on an hour. If I would have chat less, I think we would have done it under an hour. I know it's a lot to it. There's a lot little pieces to it, but hey, that's what we're here for, right? Just to have fun and create. So, and that's the card. You know what you could have used in this one? I would have done this one a little lower. Judy, if you're going to make it a little lower, and use the snowfall accents. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Probably would have looked super cool with white, with that, just like kind of like the snow. So this is it. I think it's super cute. I am really liking that color combination of gold and berry vanilla and blues very much. And here's the other one. This was my practice one. I had to make something fun, and so I work with the wild and sweet, sweet and wild, wild and sweet, I think. And this paper is from happy happiest happier than happy, that's what it is. So, and this is much simpler. I just hit embossed this one and used all the images from that one. Now if you can tell here, it's harder to say, but to see it, you can barely see it. So initially I put, I'm like, oh yeah, what I need is like a 4x4 square. Ha, no. That's what I found out. It really needed to be much bigger, like the thing. So I do have the A2. I will link it up here or below for you to look into it. I think I did. It was using some of the mini catalog from at the beginning of the year, and that's an A2. So I mean, you'll have those dimensions. I will put them in the link in the PDF tutorial, so you have the actual measurements, and it's more or less the same, right? But I have that already, so don't worry about that. So see, you'll get to do that. The only thing is, one of the reasons why I made it 6x6 was because I was not sure of the square and how would that go. But anyways, I don't know if you guys see it. I had to put some extra paper, like a little piece. It's harder to see because I miscalculated that. So there's that. That's how I found out. And I didn't make another one just because it's been a little bit too crazy. I think Susie knows a little bit about all that's going on. And so again, we have to help it come here. This is much simpler in that sense. It's just Sahara sand and mossy meadow. I just blended a little bit of my, I think it was balmy blue. And of course I had to color this because even if it's not colored, but I had to play with it because can't help it. So this is the other one. And it's the same. So I don't know if you can tell how much better it looks here. So if you see here, you can see a lot of the Sahara sand. And it just does not look finished. Hola, doña Olga, ¿cómo le va? Un abrazo. It does not look as finished. Bella, see, this one looks a little bit better. I don't know if you can tell what I'm trying to say. Because it looks like up top. ¿Qué le parece la tarjeta, doña Olga? Vea qué bonita, con la Sagrada Familia. So, again, I just feel that making this inside panel 5, what did I say, 5.5 by 4.5, make it so much better, and looks much more finished. I may even finish this with some of the snow thingy and put it there and blow dry it super quick. It would not take a second. Okay, so this is today's card. I hope you guys like that. It's a cool project. This card has a lot of pieces to it. It's not that crazy if you do something much simpler like this, right? Like this doesn't even have extra paper on it. Um, Much simpler. Not less cute. Like I really think it's cute, but this was the reason why I wanted to make this card is because this is what I envisioned. So I hope you guys like both cards. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Oh, thank you, Miss Judy. I appreciate that. Um, it's just a lot of fun, you know. Yo sabía que le iba a gustar Doña Olga. Yo sabía, ¿verdad que está muy bonita? Yo la encuentro preciosa. Voy a hacerle una y se la llevo cuando voy en noviembre, Doña Olga. Ya va a ver. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate your support and your patience because I know my videos are always a little on the longer side. Believe it or not, next card from next live is going to be on the simpler side. Actually, it's a hack to a complicated card, so you don't want to miss that one. It's going to be fun. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys, and I wish you all a good. Oh, let me do this. Let me come back and talk to you guys instead of you guys talking to the hands. I know, I forget that. Do let me know again which one you like better, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. You know how much it helps us here in YouTube. And if you like just the general content of the channel, please I'm so glad, Susie. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I am live or uploading videos. Ya le digo, doña Olga, ya le voy a hacer una, ya va a ver bien bonita. Again, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and thank you